Hi, it's Dave T here, and when I recently bought a new electric mountain bike which had a seat dropper post, I had to move away from carrying my toolkit in a saddlebag, which in turn made me consider if there was a better option to my current multi-tool. Now for more than 3 years, I've carried this Topeak Alien 2 on every bike ride. It's a great tool, but it's heavy, bulky, and many of its tools I just don't use. Which is when I found the 8-bit pack pliers from WOLFTOOth. Now the pack pliers are designed and manufactured in the USA, actually in Minnesota, which you may know from the film and TV series Fargo.
You gotta let it go.
This makes them a bit expensive, especially for us here in the UK, but personally I like the idea of supporting companies that design innovative products and then follow through by manufacturing them locally. The first thing that stands out is the tool's slim size and lightweight at just 70 grams. Being made from lightweight 7075 T6 aluminium, it's 146mm long by 20mm wide, and at just 9mm thick, it's slim enough to easily fit into a pack or pocket. The standout feature of this tool is the ability to install and remove quick links. I've certainly had to repair chains on the trail in the past, and with changing from 9 to 12 speed gear train and an electric mountain bike's extra power, I'm expecting that to be a more frequent occurrence. Not only does the tool make fitting and removing quick links easy, it also has a neat storage compartment for a spare link set. And also the lower part of the plier jaws can be used to tighten valve stem lock nuts. At the opposite end of the tool is a multi-angle 8mm hex. This is made from chrome vanadium tool steel with a detent ball to lock it at 90, 180 and 270 degree angles, and is rated up to 40 Newton meters of torque. This is perhaps one of the best features over and above other bike multi-tools, as it gives the user the ability to apply far more torque when required, and in other situations it also gives far better reach. I've had several occasions using the Alien where whilst it had the correct tool, I couldn't actually use it because it wouldn't reach the fastening I was trying to tighten or release. The centre of the 8mm head is machined out to provide a 4mm female hex socket, which can take any of the 6 supplied bits stored within the handle of the tool, giving you 10 additional tools, all of which are engraved with their sizes. These are held in place with strong magnets covered by the top half of the plier's handle when closed. The loose bits are possibly the main drawback of this tool, as they can be a little bit fiddly to extract, especially if you suffer from onychophagia, that's nail biting to you and I. Also, once removed from the tool, there is of course the chance of dropping or losing one of them. The flip side of this, however, is that you can purchase spare bits from WOLFTOOth, which means that you can replace bits with worn heads, unlike on a traditional multi-tool. The bits themselves have a 4mm hex fitment, so the tool is not compatible with standard 1/4" hex bits. You may be able to obtain or create an adapter of some form to hold standard bits, and it would be great if WOLFTOOth actually made and supplied something like this for bikes with, let's say, more exotic fastenings. On the back of the tool, held in place with magnets, there is a small spoke and valve core removal tool. It does only fit 3mm spoke nipples, but I actually found it to be one of the most convenient spoke tools I've actually used. The size of this dual-purpose tool is also an advantage when using it as the valve core remover. On the subject of valves, on the upper handle there is a knurled rod which can be used to clean out clogs of sealant in the valve stem. These can accumulate if you are running tubeless or slime tubes. Another reviewer pointed out that the hinge bolt is actually a chain ring bolt and so could potentially provide a spare in an emergency. Now I haven't confirmed if this is true or viable, as my drive ring is not fixed with bolts. However, it's worth noting that if true, then you would need a second hex tool to then remove the bolt from the multi-tool. The build quality of this tool really is very good, with everything made from quality materials and fitting together precisely. The attention to detail on the design, from the routed grooves to aid grip on the handle to the CNC machining marks on its back, all add to the sense of quality. It's a sort of tool that you could easily put in a display case if you were that way inclined. Also, I just can't ignore WOLFTOOTH's clever use of magnets, of which there are at least 5 which rank it high in the fidget tool category and give it some very satisfying sounds. So overall, I'm very impressed with the WOLFTOOTH 8-bit pack pliers. The design is certainly one of the lightest and most compact that I've seen. The use of individual hex bits will likely put some people off due to the chance of losing them and the fiddly nature of taking them out of the handle. However, it is likely to be usable in far more situations than a traditional multi-tool Allen key style, so I'm personally willing to accept that trade-off. If your bike has hex nuts that require spanners, then this is obviously not the tool for you, as it has none. The pliers are not likely to work well for turning anything other than a lightly tightened nut. The other obvious missing tools compared with the Alien is a knife and a chain breaker. Now WOLFTOOTH do actually make a companion 8-bit chain breaker plus utility knife multi-tool, bit of a mouthful that, which fits together with the pack pliers and provides knife, chain breaker and tyre plug inserter. Now I may well purchase that tool later, but for now I'm planning on using the ridiculously small KMC chain tool as part of my mountain bike EDC kit. If you're interested, I'll add a link at the end of this video for how I put that EDC kit together. So in conclusion, if you are after a small, lightweight and functional bike multi-tool, then the 8-bit pack pliers are definitely worth looking at. They work well and perhaps more importantly are the sort of tool that you can just take pleasure in owning. I hope you found this video helpful or at least entertaining, and if you have, then please hit that like button. If you'd like to see more videos I make, then please consider subscribing to my channel. But most of all, thanks for watching.